Alright, here we are in downtown Bright Falls. And we're back on our BS. Alright, I think the sheriff's going that way. Have I been down here? Yeah, I think this is where we came from. Maybe? Yeah, this is the police station parking lot. Okay. This is what I get for starting in the middle. Alright, the sheriff's continuing to go that way, so I'm gonna go over here. Can I go in the diner? Yes, I can. Can I play the jukebox?
I'm gonna want explanations, you know. For example, what the hell happened to Rose? She's seriously messed up now.
The same thing I think happened to me after I arrived.
During this week you can't remember?
Oh, I remember now.
Great explanation, Alan. Let me in that men's room. No.
Barry was in his element, making calls, making things happen, even if he didn't entirely know what those things were. He wouldn't let the hot sheriff chick down. Even if every noise he heard from outside, and he heard plenty, made him jump. He had only paused to text Al a message, told him to hurry up. Suddenly, Barry froze in mid-dial. A window broke somewhere in the building, and then the lights went out.
Haha. Great New York joke. Okay, Alan is definitely not from New York originally, is he? Right? So where is Alan from originally? My guess, Virginia. Maryland? A mid-Atlantic state is where I think Alan Wake originally hails from. He moved to New York when he was 27.
So far, so good, Wake.
Or no, he went to Columbia to get his MFA in creative writing. And that's where he met Barry, who became his agent. So he moved. He went to New York for college. I think we've worked this out.
Wait, over here! There's light!
You know I gotta check this area out first, Sheriff. And it was well worth it.
Watch my back.
It's an ambush.
Let's go, Wake.
My thermos spotting abilities have really, I've honed them. They are razor sharp. I can spot a thermos from 100 yards. So yeah, Alan went to Columbia at 18. He went to high school in, let's say, Central Virginia, maybe Roanoke. Grew up there. Then he went to Columbia at 18. Became a creative.
Someone's messed with the fuse box here, but you should be able to jury rig it while I find the keys.
I already got electrocuted once today. How about I look for the keys and you get burned for a change?
Fine. They should be in the clerk's office on the other side of the building, near the main entrance.
Gotcha.
Yeah, take that, cop. When he was in high school, some teachers told him that some creative writing projects were good.
The darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's face was furious. The story in the manuscript had been making it stronger all the time, but now the light had set the writer free and hurt it. weakened it. It was only a matter of days before the dark presence would be strong again. But meanwhile, it would be difficult to recapture the rider.
And Alan really took that to heart, even though, you know, he got A's on, you know, the writing he did in English class. And the teachers really buttered him up and stuff.
The message was from Barry. He was getting worried at the station. He wanted us to hurry.
But they were like high school good, you know what I mean? They were like pretty good, but could be better. Needed some editing for sure. But he does get accepted to Columbia. When he applies. In the creative writing program. He gets to school and his professors start giving him B's and C's on his projects. And he really gives him a hard time. He's like, you just don't understand how good this is. But he does improve somewhat in college, even though he's really stubborn and hard-headed the whole time. And he does graduate, decides to go into the MFA program. And that's where he meets Alice, who is working also for a Master of Fine Arts, but in graphic design. We cracked it. That's the Alan Wake backstory. If Remedy denies it, they should have known the whole time that that's truly where Alan Wake emerged from.
Okay, Sheriff, I got the keys.
Barry?
Why isn't he inside?
Oh God! Oh God!
Barry, look out! Barry, move!
Ah!
Barry!
He made it inside, Wake. He's okay. The storefront's blocked. Come on, Wake. Let's go around. We can meet him in the back.
No, I can't go back into Town Hall. Okay. Obviously, I gotta look all around here. Was that a room I missed in Town Hall? Do not touch down power lines. We all learned that lesson from, I don't know, Orko or whoever. G.I. Joe, Transformers.
Barry? Barry! Can you hear me? Are you okay in there?
Strawberry shortcake.
Don't worry, I'll find another way out and meet you two out back.
Are you sure?
I'm fine. Besides, there's all sorts of useful stuff in here. I didn't touch that. I wasn't anywhere near that.
Care Bears, Camp Candy, Karate Kid, Captain in the Game Master. SWAT Cats. Inspector Gadget.
We can make it through the bookstore. Wheeler should be waiting for us in the backyard.
Get the hell down or I'll call the sheriff.
Oh, hi, Doc. I've got it. Don't worry about it.
Sarah, about time somebody showed up. All this shooting in the air is idiotic. One of these days they'll kill somebody. And over Deer Fest.
I know. Go back to bed. He's got a point, Wade. Look, this town can't take this.
It's me they want. The sooner I get out of here, the sooner you can all get back to life as usual.
I hope you're right. Come on, let me get this door open.
Alan Wake thinks he's the most important person in the world. I'm the only reason any of this is going on. Me, the son of a dentist from Roanoke, Virginia. Let's say a dentist and an accountant. His dad was the dentist, his mom was the accountant. Thought there'd be something up here. There's not.
They're really taking advantage of your presence here, Wake. I heard they're selling a lot of your Alex Casey books.
Cynthia Weaver worked hard, following her obsessive rituals, sometimes fighting them, always giving in to them in the end. She haunted the halls of Bright Falls' abandoned power plant. She marked her caches with light-sensitive paint that could only be seen by eyes that had been touched by darkness and saved by light like she'd been. She was preparing defenses and supply lines for the war she knew would come. The war between the forces of light and darkness. Right now, I'm not a big fan of my own writing.
Yeah, right.
I don't see
You love
Barry.
it.
Look, Wake, maybe that's him. That's the way to the chopper.
Please, get to the chopper. Okay, I guess I've found everything back here there is to find. There is a thermos. Classic sand pit thermos. Sandbox thermos. Not exactly a pit.
Barry got back to his feet inside the Bright Falls General Store and dusted himself off. Right next to the cans of baked beans was a locked case filled with flare guns, and yet here was a conveniently placed barrel of crowbars. Barry's smile widened as he realized that this was the classic movie scene where the hero had to gear up and arm himself to the teeth. Barry threw himself into the role.
Very American. Here in this town full of limitless crates full of ammo. Alright, I think I've found all the stuff. Yeah.
gonna give Pastor Howard a piece of my mind about this lock. I told him to get it fixed.
Physical labor. Let's take a break. Acids are good for your heart.
Ugh. Popping up behind me. I guess I will bother to use the... Oh, I got flashbangs. I should use those. Okay. I should use the flares too.
I'm gonna give Pastor Howard a piece of my mind about this lock. I told him to get it fixed.
Here they come.
Labor. Let's take a break.
Right there.
Omega-3 fatty acids are good for your heart.
They really just stack up behind you there. Alright, one more try. Hopefully we'll do it.
I'm gonna give Pastor Howard a piece of my mind about this lock. I told him to get it fixed.
Here they
Physical
come.
labor. Let's take a break.
Well, that sucks.
Omega-3 fatty acids are good for your heart.
Ugh. Okay. It took a few more tries than I would have preferred.
Okay, it's open. Let's go, Wake.
For it to be free, the Dark Presence needed the writer to finish the story. Again and again, the story let it get frustratingly close to the writer without letting it capture him. It was bound by the events depicted in the manuscript, but it could pursue the writer indirectly, put others on the task, and stop those who would help him. It took over everything in its path, made them its puppets, and sent them after Alan Wake.
Yes,
We're almost
Alan
there.
Wake
We'll have to go through the basement to get to the parking lot.
Yeah,
truly
there's
was
no way
the
going
center
through
of the
crypt will
universe.
turn out to be a bad idea.
You have the right to
Keep them off me!
It's like a furnace. Okay. Alright, I guess that thermos was the only collectible, really?
Did you call 911?
Guess that one saw the light, huh? You didn't like that one? A tough audience. Well, I got plenty more.
What are the Christmas lights for?
Protection, man! Like garlic against vampires?
Vampires.
The helicopter's just across the parking lot and up the hill. Come on!
Barry really should have said, with a dry, cool wit like that, I could be an action hero.
The Bright Falls General Store is now my favorite place in the entire world. See this headlamp? It's like a superpower. I can just look at one of those things and they die. It's my flaming eye of Mordor. I wish I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Die, bad
Hey,
robots,
I want a
die.
headlamp.
Last one.
Bastard.
He's a literary agent. Why would it be embarrassing for him to know what Mordor is?
Alice had screamed until she had no voice left to scream. Around her, the darkness was alive. It was cold and wet and malevolent and without end. She was a prisoner, trapped in the dark place. The terror would have burned her.
Garth
mind
Marenghi's
out,
Dark Place.
but one thing made her hang on. She could sense Alan in the dark. She could hear him. She could see the words he was writing as flickering shadows. He sensed her too. He was trying to work his way to her.
I wonder if the developers at Remedy, Sam Lake and the crew, had a familiarity with Garth Marenghi's Dark Place upon making this game. That's a show a lot of people in America have not become aware of until rather recently, with all the memes and stuff about, like, I know authors who use subtlety and they're cowards and stuff like that. But that show's been around since like 2003. I remember watching bootleg versions of it in my own college experience and absolutely loving.
School bus at your head and you're about to take a helicopter ride with someone who may or may not have a pilot's license or cleared for departure to Red Springs.
I certainly had an awareness of Garth Marenghi's Dark Place upon playing this game the first time. I don't know if I thought about it as much that time as I did this time, but nonetheless. If you've never seen Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, I highly, highly recommend it. It is a nigh perfect show. I would just once like Alan Wake to say that he is author, Imagineer, Dreamweaver.
The helicopter's just up ahead. I'll need a while to prep for takeoff.
Don't take too long. I want to get out of here.
It's the dudes who can just roll right up behind you that are the worst.
this.
Just get me to Weaver, Sheriff.
You're taking a big chance on a local crazy lady, Al. I hope you're right about her, or we can kiss this town goodbye.
Wake. I guess you New Yorkers are used to rough situations like this.
Right. The city's a war zone. King Kong, mutant alligators, and Alex Casey shoots the place up every weekend. Look, I never even carried a gun until a couple of days ago.
Well, my dad used to be a cop there. Tells some pretty wild stories.
Stuff like this?
No, just normal bad stuff. Kinda like your books, Wake. I used to tease Dad that he was just like Alex Casey.
You've read me.
Oh, sure. You're a pretty good writer. A little heavy on the metaphors, maybe.
He's
Nobody's
never
ever
used a
said that
metaphor.
before.
We're coming up on the power plant. See the lit building over there? And that's the dam further up the river. I can't land here. I'll take her down the road across the river.
Just get me there, Sheriff.
Hold on!
Ow!
Son of a bitch!
Bird strike. Just like Sully. Alright, I guess I better deal with these birds.
We're gonna have to shape these things. I'll meet up at the plants.
How did he lose all his weapons again? It's just nonsense. A man who cannot hold on to weapons of any kind. Okay, this... Oh, I thought that's what he did.
I had to do something about the chain for the door to open.
I really thought I was just supposed to shoot it. Oh, I am. Okay. This is a good place to stop, I think. So, this is where we'll... Oh, brother. Okay, let's get rid of these guys. Okay. This is a good place to stop now that those guys are gone. So we'll come back to it next time. We're about halfway through episode 5. So, more pages, more thermoses, more of all of that to come. I should have shot that thing. I always see those things too late. Okay. More Alan Wake very soon. Remember, I've never been scared.